I had to think like, no, why not me? So I started putting myself in the arena of the UFC athletes. I started putting myself in the arenas of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which is the biggest bare knuckle organization in the world right now. I just knew that I had the quality of work and the creativity to work with these people. But when you present yourself and take yourself serious, other people do.
What's good with this boy?
What's up, boy?
Man, it's been over a year, but we're about to be on our third year, and he was our first year anniversary episode. Come on now. So when I say this is monumental for us to continue this relationship, but it's monumental for the network to have your presence again. So we thank you, man. We appreciate you. And he brought us some goodies. I don't know if we're going to do them right now, but if y'all go back to the first one, we did them on the first one. Yeah.
I'm on them now. I'm on them now. I've been good, man. Hustling. You know what I'm saying? It's just an entrepreneur lifestyle. For real, is where the energy bounce off each other from. And so I've been continuous with that. I'm a father. Being a father, I'm continuous with that. Travel has been big for me. New relationships, romantic and non business relationships, new romantic relationships, and all of that stuff is just continue to build me for who I am, for real. I've been keeping my eye on King Teeth Network, and I'm proud of it. It's funny that you told me exactly what you was gonna do, and seeing you land some of the bigger interviews, getting a bunch of viral posts, developing your brand to what you want it to be, and some of the stuff we discussed before we cut the camera on. And no doubt in my mind, you gonna get there. So I feel good. I feel good about everything right
well,
here
man,
today. Yeah.
It's an honor. It's an honor to have you back, man. And we gonna keep it. Last time we was on them, and we was talking about everything. We might have talked about the space, time continuum, all types of shit. Shout out to back to 2005, man. If y'all ain't watched that on Tubi, go watch that now. But I really want to stay. I want to stay on cue on this one because, for one, I want to show you my growth as as an interviewer in this thing, because I've been studying you and what you've been going on. But also, I need people to understand how important it is to understand growth is important and it's intentional and it takes time. So when the network first met you, you was already Congo. You was already big time, been in the game. I believe you said at the time plus 14 years or plus 10 years, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
But you've been in it and you had seen different things transition, and you have been a part of those transition, and you have grown and developed yourself into a real brand. 14 Congo, Fat Ninja, if you don't know, you know motherfucking now. Come on now. But from that moment, the elevation even took another leap, another step. What did you learn? What was the thing that you learned in between the time we've seen you now and the time we saw you before?
What I learned more than anything, I would say, is to take myself serious. If not today, then when? You know what I'm saying? So how we talked about before you cut the cameras on, where you say you want to go. You mentioned, I want to be in Cardi B backyard, and I think $1 million worth of game was just back there or whatever like that. So Fat Ninja for me was just local. My media brand and me doing filming and stuff like that, I had spread around a little bit. So I traveled around the country a little bit with that. Fat Ninja I also took around the country. But what I understand is that I want to take Fat Ninja to the highest platforms when it comes to mixed martial arts or combat. I had already sold stuff in Great Britain, Australia, Hawaii, all over the world, things of that nature, selling the brand. But I needed athletes at the highest level to be able to wear my stuff. So I just put myself in those arenas. So I took myself serious. I said, why not me? You know, so sometimes we look at companies like Nike, Adidas, Everlast, Venom, who was the last sponsor for UFC, and we like, I'm nothing like that. Yeah. Or sometimes we diminish ourselves. And then I had to think like, no, why not me? So I started putting myself in the arena of the UFC athletes. I started putting myself in the arenas of the Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, which is the biggest bare knuckle organization in the world right now. I started taking my media and applying it to companies, how we was talking about Bacardi, Patron, Grey Goose, OnlyFans, things of that nature. And I just knew that I had the quality of work and the creativity to work with these people. But when you present yourself and take yourself serious, other people do. They have no choice to.
They have no choice.
If I walk in the room and they'll be like, oh, I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, then how does that look to anybody else trying to put you in position? But if you walk in confident, and what's the new term now? If you stand on business, you know what I'm saying? Then people they will take you a bit more serious. And if you actually have the ability to do the things that they asking of you, then ultimately you will get that chance. You just got to be ready for it. That's it. So I've learned to take myself a lot more serious. You know what I'm saying? Because we have talents. You have the talents. You have the talents. I have the talents to be in the rooms and the stuff that we watch and want to be. You know what I'm saying? But we got to take ourselves serious enough to know, like, I am that too. I just didn't have my time yet. So that's what I learned.
This the first 5 minutes, y'all. I don't know, y'all got to catch every look. He said some shit in there, y'all. Take yourself serious. Get in a room with confidence. When you take yourself serious, other people will take you serious. Those just a couple. There's a lot in there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna rewatch that part. But you spoke specifically on an example I want to talk about, which was the Bacardi Patron collaboration partnership that you have developed. Speak on how kind of long that took for you, and then speak on why it was so important for your brand.
Well, go back to building relationships. Always been a smart guy. I got some felonies and shit too, so I got another half. But I always been a real smart guy. I graduated with honors. I went to John Carroll University.
Come on.
John Carroll University got a full academic scholarship. It's a big business school. So I met some people there. My dude, he was doing work for Grey Goose when I was there. Shout out to my boy Terrell Bush, and he from Detroit, 313, one of my homeboys. NBA All-Star break came here for what, maybe 2000?
Almost 2 years, 3 years ago almost.
Yeah, 2002 or 2000. So that's when I really broke through. So my boy was down here with Grey Goose. He was like, yo, Congo, I'm coming down there. We're going to be serving these bars of here. We got DJ Envy. We got this dude. We got that dude. We want you to come and do some work for Grey Goose. Oh, a matter of fact, Patron don't got nobody either. Can you come through? So in the same night during All-Star break, I'm hitting parties. I'm doing film for Grey Goose. Boom, I hit up Patron. Patron needs a video for their whole weekend. They wanted a video to encompass everything that they put in, from their billboards to how many bottles they bought to how much money they put into promotion. And this wasn't, nobody's ever seen this video. Patron did it for the end company, for them to see how much that they put in. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
That you created.
That I created, which usually
that the public never seen.
Never seen it.
But a bag wasn't taught.
Oh, it was a bag.
God can't forget. We chasing bags, right?
Yeah, it was a bag.
Come on, like partnerships though. Go ahead,
it was a bag. I worked with some of the highest reps in Patron, and even they telling me on the golf course, they showing some of the heads of Patron, and they like, who did this? Wow. You know what I'm saying? Some videographer from Cleveland. Damn, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it literally started. And then from there on, I worked with the representative here, my boy Raul, who was doing the Patron accounts for all the biggest bars that y'all go to, whether it's Rumor or Floods or the Playground, the Power, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he was
partnered with him.
Yeah, he was doing everything here. And my boy, he treated me well. I'm talking about, took me out. We doing sushi. We doing crafted cocktails. I really learned about drinks at that point because I ain't know that much. You know what I'm saying? You know a margarita and you know this and that, but he was showing me like the way of the shit. And from that on, me and him built a personal relationship. You know what I'm talking about? Down in his apartment downtown, penthouse, we kicking it and stuff like that. So I really put in the work and developed a relationship. So my relationship with my boy from John Carroll developed into my relationship with Patron, which is Patron and Grey Goose is under the Bacardi label. And I continue to do work, whether it was Cinco de Mayo, whatever Patron was doing, whether they was giving out bottles. I remember one day they gave out custom like Air Force Ones, all this stuff. So they was hitting me up for everything. And that guy that I was working with here just moved to Atlanta, became the representative for the state of Georgia for Bacardi. I just visited him down there when I went to the aquarium and kicked it down in Atlanta, pulled up on him. We had a good time. So Basically from All-Star break weekend, I worked with everybody from Shaq to Barkley, Stephen A. Smith, whoever was in the city.
Literally,
you know what I'm saying?
he was with him.
I was going crazy. Yeah.
And that moment, taking that opportunity seriously, taking yourself seriously, taking on the responsibility of, no, you got to give Patron what they need. Yeah. Change your life?
It changed my life in the sense of knowing that I belong in those rooms.
There we go. Because now you can get in any of those rooms and know you can do it.
Yeah.
And that's a difference from, I know I can, if I get in there, I know I can do it. Yeah. Nah, I got in there, I know I can do it. So when I get in any of these rooms, I know I can do it.
Now let me make myself human. I felt like the opportunity was too big for me.
Come on, real shit.
I did, because I really cared about my relationship with Terrell, who was working for Grey Goose. And I really wanted to come through for him because he's the one that called me first. Yeah. He told me, he like, look, bro, I just need this, but Patron needs something for the whole weekend. Yeah. Like, really put yourself into that. And so some nights I was tired as fuck. You know what I'm saying? I even had the drone police pull up on me and take my drone out the sky because they was like, I didn't even know it was drone police, bro. Like, for real. Like, I'm downtown and you got to have like certifications to fly your drone in different situations. And I'm up flying my drone, trying to fly it over Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse and stuff. And these dudes pull up in an undercover car and they like, we police. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the ghetto, bro. Yeah. I look, they hop out both sides of the car. They like, we police. I'm like, yeah, all right, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't have to show me.
You know me something.
Boom, 2 more cars swoop up. They like, where it's at? It's in the air. How high is it? What did you film? Bring it down. What? I'm like, oh, damn, for real. I'm in the middle of one of them parking lots. I'm in the middle of one of them parking lots on West 6. Like, they like, yeah, bring it down. I'm like, how the fuck do y'all even, you know what I'm saying? It's up there.
Pull up. Bringing shit down.
I brought it down because I didn't want, I needed the footage. Because what I was doing was Patron had put up like 5 billboards all around the city. Wow. So I was literally filming all the billboards that they had, you know what I'm saying, to show where they put their money at. That's what the video was about. But they gave me a lot of pamphlets or whatever. They ain't taking me that day or take my drone, but they gave me the information I needed to know to be able to film or whatever like that. But the moment was too big for me, but I handled it. I was on conference calls with these dudes that was so important, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sitting there fucking high on mushrooms, trying to
being you though, being you. And that's the thing I wanted to speak on is you, through all this whole process, you have not changed who you are. You came in with shrooms and a bottle. You came in with shrooms and a bottle the last time. If you wouldn't have came in, and I almost texted you, if you wouldn't have came with it, I'm like, who is this guy? At the end of the day, they got to take you for you because you created this and this movement from a shrooms in a bottle. And it's not literal. Even if it's not a part of me right now, if it is, it is.
No, for sure.
And understand what I come with. And I'm gonna get the job done because what I don't want the kids and the youth to miss is it's only about execution. That's why a lot of these. If you want to look at Kevin Porter Jr., how many chances did he get in the league? Why? Because he could score the fucking basketball. They needed that. He could execute what he. So a lot of the stuff gets brushed under the rug. Now, if you stay straight and you execute, the world's at your feet because they need you.
I've noticed that the industry in whatever aspect like authenticity.
That's it.
They like authentic. So I was authentically being me. And for a lot of time when I was young, I always thought my hair or the fact that I always smell like weed or the fact that I was brushed up with the streets and gang culture and stuff like that, I always thought that would affect me. But I'm balanced. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing so much of that to where I can't put myself in these environments and strive.
You found you.
Yeah, for sure. So that being authentic to those different people has definitely helped them attracted me to these people because I am truly who I am and I can produce the quality of what they need to be productive. So.
And they like you.
For sure.
And that we can't let that go over people's head. You gotta be likable. Don't act like you can be the most asshole-ish of person and everybody gonna look out for you. It just don't work like that on a long-term scale. Yeah. This is a college friend. Yeah. It's still helping you today.
No, for sure.
We can't just. And the thing about him was he wanted you to win. Yeah. So he encouraged you. No, take Patron serious because it's gonna open another door for us.
Yep.
And again, he's thinking, and he needs you that weekend.
Yep.
But he's thinking long term, what does my friend need for us to win?
That's a fact.
Because then when he wins, I win.
That's a fact, man.
But if I'm trying to win in the moment and not thinking about the future, I'ma hold him away from Patron so he can make sure my shit good. But I already know he gonna do my shit good because he care about me.
Yeah. Which could have happened. That's what he threw me back, and I took direction from that. I was like, hold on, you really want me to put my energy into them? I'm like, okay.
Your friend group, your associates, the people you're growing with, it matters.
Yeah.
Because in those split moments, nobody sees that. Yeah. Nobody knows that conversation you had before you made that one decision that changed. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And from there, it takes you to a confidence level where you can walk in any room and do any of those things because you know you have a support system, you know you have the skill set, you know you have everything you need. So I want to go to this, right? I want to go to when you get in those rooms and you're here to stay. How do you have to start shifting the way you carry yourself and present your product? And I'm not saying change, I'm saying you got to grow. You don't change into the company, but you are at a different level now. So you're not going to take, like we talked about before the cameras came on, you're not going to do all the music videos anymore. Mm-hmm. You're more valued in the corporate, inside corporate. Mm-hmm. How did you start shifting and saying no and saying, I got it. I can't really take those because they're taking me away from what's really winning for me right now?
I mean, I'm not even going to try to hide it. It's the money to workload ratio. It's the risk to like, bro, I don't want to come shoot your music video on 185th because I could potentially get killed.
Yep.
And you gonna show $20,000 in the video, but you gonna try to give me 200.
Yep.
Whereas that this company values me,
yeah. It's
a lot less hard or a lot less risk for me to go and do this work with this company, and I get paid 10, 12 times that amount. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that was one of the first things, is that I'm making more money. I'm a lot safer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The risk is lower. Yeah, the risk is lower. And my creativity transfers to that too. So where a music video, you can be real creative with somebody and ideas. I bring that same creativity to a brand, and then they value it a little bit more. When dude down the corner, Mr. Hit 'em Up, get my video and I put all my work into it, he don't really use that motherfucker to push him all the way to where he's supposed to go. He look at it as like, yeah, Congo hooked me up, that was dope. And then 6 months later, that shit has no value.
Right.
To where is that if I do a big time video for somebody in these corporate industries, they using it to make money and they see the value in what I'm doing. Now, I'm not saying I don't shoot music videos for people who don't make money from their music, because I do. But that's where I got to myself too, is that now I only see value in putting my creativity in the people who going to use it to create more opportunity for themselves. So instead of turning away everybody, I only geared myself towards music videos and hip hop in that sense that was being productive, that had their business legitimate, and that could further themselves from using me and me using them.
So requirements have been elevated because of experience.
Just a more supreme clientele. That's it, you know.
And that's a hard transition for some people to make. Some people never make it. Yeah. Some people get a taste of it and don't understand how to stay there. And the thing to me is always, why would you get somewhere? Why would you go through hell to get somewhere to leave? Like to be walked out, to be, you know what I'm saying? Stay there, like, and there's because there was reasons there's things you had to do to get there. Yeah. So there's things you're gonna have to do to stay there. Yeah. So make those adjustments now before they start making you making the such adjustments, and then you like, nah, because you saying fuck the man, but you should have been making adjustments.
For sure.
That's why I truly appreciate our relationship, because you make them on the fly. You make them as you're growing. Yeah. So you don't even, nobody has to tell you to make no adjustments. You're making them because you're seeing it, and it's great being a videographer. You get to see the product, but a lot of people don't get to see it. So I really want to speak to them, because I think it really transitioned into the Fat Ninja brand, just being able to see the visual sides of, okay, how do I get better Let me get closer to the person who's bigger.
Yeah.
And then from there, let's get a great branding strategy together. And I'm going to put the great video together.
Yeah.
And everybody love a great video.
Yeah.
So let's transition into Fat Ninja for a second. That brand started very, very in-house.
Yeah.
You fight. That's you for real.
Yeah.
In your spirit, you really do that.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's global.
Mm-hmm.
It's in different regions and different brands, and it's expanding. And it's happening at the same time. Bacardi and Patron calling in.
Yeah.
How do you start compounding wins on both sides?
I realize that the work that I'm doing for the bigger companies work for me too. I think sometimes we get so stuck in what we could do for other people that we don't realize that we could put that same value into ourselves. I had to take that time out for myself. And shout out to my boy Herbert, Snack, HWIC, and Johnny and stuff like that, because I've wrote a few films, but I've yet to shoot them because I believe that I have that same value as well. And I haven't cut that time out to be able to do it for myself.
Right.
Because it takes you to take away from your business for a little bit, invest some time, and then watch it blossom. But nonetheless, jump back to when I would start doing video for people that I noticed created value for them. I'm like, if I create some of my own, I could do all the pictures, I could do all the video, I can do all the marketing, I can do all the networking. So I travel with Fat Ninja. I've been to every gym, major gym, besides like in Texas, with my product.
Now specifically Fat Ninja, for people who don't know, it's in UFC. It's in the fighting realm.
Oh, for sure.
Go ahead, break it down.
UFC. It's in bare knuckle fighting championship.
Break it down. Where is it at?
It's in a lot of local organizations here. It's in almost every gym in the United States to some degree, and it's on an athlete. I've even expanded to, I got shin guards, I got boxing gloves with my logo, hand wraps, all of that stuff. I got a new drop coming soon. For real, that's gonna be pretty dope that everybody's gonna like. So what I wanted to do is that when I go and I do my video for a fighter, because that's who I started working with as well.
There we go.
I started doing video for a gym.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I was marketing the gym.
So you're using what your skill set is to get you in the door for your brand.
Yep.
Whoa.
For sure. So
can't let that go over your heads. What skills do you already have?
Yeah. So getting in the gym, I wanted my son to train.
Wow.
My son did good this year too. Shout out to him. He did great in wrestling this year. I wanted my son to train at this gym. I told this gym owner that I would do video for his gym and trade for my son to train. That was it. Eventually, I started training too. So Fat Ninja came out of the fact that I started training, and people would call me that or stuff similar to that. Once I seen that I could take that stuff to what it became, then I started traveling all over the country with the gear. I would hop on the plane, 20 t-shirts, hoodie, all that stuff, give it to, and it's like some of the biggest athletes in the UFC wear my brand. You know what I'm saying?
Such as, give us some names, because we about to dive into UFC.
You got Devontae Smith, who's a hometown boy.
Come on.
Brandon Royval, who's a #1 contender at 125.
That's beautiful.
Chris Gutierrez, who's a dope 135er. You got people like Stipe Miocic, who know me by name anytime. You got my boy Jarrell Hodge, who's a LFA champion who just fought in Bellator. You got fighters in bare knuckle fighting championship like my boy Seth Schaefer. It's my boy King Mo, who was big in Pride fighting for the longest or whatever. I kick it with him when I go down to Florida. It's so many people. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you got one of the biggest marketing agencies in Iridium Sports Agency. They lead marketer, has a great relationship with me. You know what I'm saying? To the point where I will get to where when fighters sign to the agency, at some point Fat Ninja will be introduced as a brand sponsorship for fighters that once they get signed to these bigger agencies that they need to introduce themselves in. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see something like this, Prime.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now the Paul brothers can get right there. They can skip the line. You know what I'm saying? But putting myself in them arenas, you know, my thing is to see it in the middle of the logo on the ring or something of that nature, you know what I'm saying? And just continue to push the brand till it's everywhere in stores. I'm even working on being in Walmart pretty soon. I just got to do some stuff. You know what I'm saying, with the business and the paperwork. But yeah, that's it. So basically, I took my skill set and I applied it to my own brand. And I know it worked because other people hold value in me. Sometimes we do some stuff and we don't really believe in ourselves as much because it seemed a lot of distance. But then when I put the time into it, I'm like, oh, damn, people really like this. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's continuing to boom, and I just haven't stopped either. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing with people too. Yeah,
that's it.
You can't stop.
You can't.
Like even when it looked dim, even when I ain't sell a lot, you know what I'm saying? I just had a bunch of inventory that I had to get rid of, and I'm like, okay, am I not doing well? No, it's not that. It's just that people right now, everybody broke. You know what I'm saying? Yum Yum sauce costs $5 in days and shit. Like, motherfucker can't even afford to eat good right now, for real. So how am I expecting them to buy, my franchise T-shirt or whatnot? So, but I kept pushing. I just really put my skills into something that benefited me directly, and it's working, man. Honestly, it's working so good that I get proud sometimes every time just being able to get up and put my shit on every day.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying?
Real shit, man. Because I do too, and it's not even close to what you're doing, but it's inspiration to see what you're doing because it's really like you can, if you got enough belief and you really take the time to do it. You can do it, and you can do it. It just don't stop. Yeah. And I want to keep this concise because it's important that they get this, and I don't want them to lose in the. Cause you know us, we'll get into all different. But the brain you have as a creative and as a businessman is the literal tools people are missing to be successful. Putting it together. And maintaining, I want you to speak on having all of that going good, and then also being on top of that a father. How do you balance it? Good days, bad days. How do you work within this?
I'm gonna speak directly to death. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy that I jumped to that, but I got one of my homeboys who gearing me up for this life insurance policy that he always talking to me about. And my main thing that I think about, which is funny, is one day my son asked me, he was like, we in the car, and he like, Dad, because I got hella fucking sneakers, right? You know what I'm saying? Right now I got some fucking throwback sneakers, Spider-Man phones on throwback or whatever. So I got hella fucking sneakers, right? So he in the car, my oldest son, he was like, Dad, when you die, do I get all your shoes? And I'm like, nah, bro, you get Fat Ninja.
Yeah. You get a legacy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for real, the only thing I think about is being a father is leaving my kids something to be able to get a jump start. Because a lot of us, and you got a hell of a dad. You know what I'm saying? In that aspect to where I don't feel like him being gone will leave you with nothing. You would have learned a lot. Right. You know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of inner city young men and women who don't have that jump start. Or have somebody that's been involved in business for so much that they can teach their kids actually something tangible that they can use. So my thing is, as a father, is to be able to be the example for what they could possibly do when I'm not here no more. Hopefully I have given them all the tools to be able to use so they can put themselves in a position to get the ball rolling in whatever way. Who knows what they may be? We all have an idea. Your father probably had ideas of what he wanted you to be, right? And you probably didn't necessarily go directly that way, but you're doing something. You're doing good, right? So he can be proud of that. And that could become a lifestyle for you. And when he dead and gone, he gave you enough to be able to sustain yourself. So when I think about that, that directly drives everything that I'm doing. Wow. The fact that my son might come with me on a shoot. My son have seen me work hard in the gym. He's seen me kick ass, get my ass kicked. He's seen me edit videos to fucking 4 or 5 in the morning, holding his little brothers. He's been on shoots with me. He has been cage side at the ring while I'm filming. Wow. He has went to the post office with me to mail Fat Ninja. He's helped me pack the packages.
That's so heavy.
There is not a motivation bigger than that.
That's so heavy.
You know what I'm saying? There's not a motivation bigger than that. So honestly, if it's one thing that pushed me more than anything, it's my ability to be able to leave my kids instructions on how to put themselves in a better place when I'm gone, and that will wake you up and get you going like that. Like, no doubt. It's probably the most invigorating feeling ever. You know what I'm saying? Is to know that I'm giving him something that he can use once he go forward. And I got 3 sons, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just speaking to my oldest because he just asked me the other day. He was like, "You treat me different than my other brothers. You treat me." He think I'm treating them better, but I say, "No, you are the heir to the throne.
Yeah.
You hold the most responsibility.
Yeah.
Your other brothers is 6 and 3. I need you to be the example so you can show them. So I'm gonna be a lot harder on you.
Yep.
I'm gonna give a lot more to you right now. At some point in time, I can pour into them that way.
Yeah.
But right now, you have the accountability to be who I'm giving everything to.
And I need you to take that responsibility.
Yeah.
And that is so powerful to start our young men early on accepting responsibility.
Yeah.
Because whether or not we get it right the first time, it's that we take it within our hearts.
Yeah.
And we're coming to our end, but I just love how you started this conversation by saying, man, I wanted to do good for my man because he gave me the opportunity. That's in your heart. Yeah. That ain't got nothing to do with your skill set. No. That's everything to do with, I'm gonna put everything into this. Yeah. Well, I might have to learn something new to make this better for him. Yeah. I'm willing to do
it. He the reason I learned videography. I didn't want to be away from my son. I was working for the city of Cleveland. And I was going to work. I was taking him to work on the bus. I bought his mom a car. I let her take the car to work. I was taking him to work with me on the bus. Yes. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, man, I don't want to spend a lot of time away from him. So I bought a camera, 2011, 12, what was that, 13 maybe. I bought a camera around that time. I bought a computer. I taught myself how to edit. I didn't go to school for video editing. I didn't learn this shit out in no classroom. YouTube is a hell of a motherfucker. Man, hell of I learned that shit on my own. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he was one of the ones that was right there. And I'm like, if anything, I could spend more time with my children by teaching myself something and having to be able to work on my own time and being able to delegate my time like that, because that is the most valuable thing. It's time, you know what I'm saying? So he is the reason, and so now it come full circle. He got his own camera. Yeah. He'll be on the shoot with me. He'll pull up. He'll take his own pictures. Come on, you know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And I don't even necessarily know if he's gonna go into that lane. But what I want him to learn is entrepreneurship. Right. You know what I'm saying? I want him to learn that nobody got to pay you for you to be paid. You know what I'm saying?
That's heavy. That's heavy. We coming to a close. Congo, thank you again, always, man. This was one of those heavy, knowledgeable ones, and we doing more of these. So if y'all ain't trying to get educated and motivated, y'all might as well go ahead, log on off. But if you here to be motivated, inspired, and discover more of yourself through these conversations, that's why we here. And that's why we have great guests like this, man. We thank you. We appreciate you. It's the King TV Network. We out of here. Peace.